Hello everyone, today I'll be reviewing It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. Yeah, I'm not going to say the title again, but this film, it came out in 1963 and it was directed by Stanley Kramer, and this is a comedy film. So this film kicks off on a highway where there is lots of cars going around the highway. On one of the cars, it veers off the highway and it crashes, and the man is injured. So all the people nearby, they all rush out to see if this man is okay. And just before the man dies, he says that $350,000 is buried in a park underneath a big W. So all the other people around, they're all thinking, wow, that's a lot of money. I wish I could get my hands on some of that. So naturally, obviously what happens is that a big group of people, all these different characters that we have that have witnessed this, they all drive off towards the park where this money is buried, hoping to find it. Some of them team up, some of them go against each other. There's a bit of double crossing going on, as you can probably expect from this kind of film. And we also meet lots of new characters on the way. Some of the characters end up telling other characters about the secret of this money, and then obviously leads to something else. So eventually we have lots of different people driving in different vehicles, racing across America towards this park where this money is supposedly buried, and each one of them wants to get to it first in order to claim their fair share. So this film has an excellent cast. Really, in terms of the biggest stars in this film, it would probably be Spencer Tracy and Mickey Rooney. In terms of the rest of the cast of this film, it's mostly made up of comedians who were very famous at the time. So we have people like Sid Caesar, Hackett, Jonathan Winters, Ethel Merman. We have loads of comedians who were very big back in the day. I have to admit, obviously, watching this now, I was not necessarily entirely familiar with everybody who was in this film. I'm sure that a lot of these names were much bigger back in the day. But we also have lots of cameo appearances from other stars back in the day, such as Jerry Lewis, Jack Benny, Peter Falk, and even Buster Keaton as well. So lots of big names pop up in this film. So what I really appreciated about this film was the way that Stanley Kramer directs this. He really sets this up to be an epic comedy. And in fact, this film is actually 163 minutes long, and it even comes with an intermission halfway through, which was really nice, which really made it feel like one of those old-fashioned epic movies. And in fact, the Blu-ray behind me actually does include an extended version of the film, which is 197 minutes long. So before this review, I watched the 163-minute version, but at some point I will definitely check out the 197-minute version as well. I also really like the fact that this film is filmed in a really wide screen. It's aspect ratio 2.76 to 1, which is a really, really wide screen. It's the same ratio used for epics like Ben-Hur. So it really makes the film feel like something special. It gives it a real cinematic look to it. And that I can really appreciate. I really do like it when they're filmed in this ratio. Obviously, it doesn't always work if it is in a really wide screen, but it does really suit this sort of film. And in fact, Stanley Kramer actually said that he made this film as the comedy to end all comedies, which, okay, perhaps does sound a bit pretentious, but it certainly does suit the film. I can definitely sort of understand why he would have said something like that. It must have made people want to go and see this. And this was quite a popular film as well. And I think really, given the fact that this film is, well, it's, not far off 60 years old, it's actually aged incredibly well. There's not much which is dated about this film. Obviously, some of the humour, not everybody is going to find funny, but I love the jokes, all these there's some slapstick gags here and there. Some bits in the film are very silly. We get Mickey Rooney and Hackett. They go up in this plane, but they don't know how to land it, so they run into all sorts of trouble. And then we have the different characters like Milton Berle and Ethel Merman arguing all the time. We get some really funny scenes. We even have an English character pop up as well, who is very funny. And it's the fact that we have so many characters and we're going backwards and forwards between these characters, driving across America, trying to get this money. And we sort of know where the film is going to end up, where the film is going to end, how the film is going to end. Obviously, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but the ending is very satisfying. It's really excellent, and it's really interesting seeing Stanley Kramer do a film like this, because Stanley Kramer's done other films like Guess Who's Coming to Dinner and the Defiant ones, which deal with social issues. I suppose this one probably deals with the social issue of greed, because everybody is obsessed with getting this money. But at the same time, this is a very light-hearted, very easy watching film. Definitely one you can stick on a rainy day and just sit back and enjoy. And even though there are lots of different characters, it's very easy to keep up with what is going on, because they're all heading towards the same goal. They all want this money, and that is really what drives the plot forward. It is this money which is at the end of the film. So overall, as you can probably tell, I was really impressed with this film. It's the first time I'd seen it, and I really had an excellent time with it. It's a mad, 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 mad world. Very funny film, fantastically filmed. Beautiful cinematography, I have to say as well, in terms of the landscape, in terms of the shots. It's a very nice film to look at. And yes, it's always nice to have a Criterion Blu-ray as well. It gives it a really good presentation. So I would highly recommend this film if you like comedy movies. Even if you don't really like older comedy movies, this is still one which I think holds up very well today. I think the humour has really stood the test of time. I think the acting is fantastic. I think probably Spencer Tracy is probably the best actor in this film, in my opinion. Although I should mention that Spencer Tracy's character, he actually plays a cop who is dealing with the situation of all these people going towards the money. So he isn't necessarily involved in the chase in the same sense as the rest of the characters, but that becomes a lot more interesting later on in the story. But I won't say much more. So anyway, I'm going to give It's a Mad, 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 Mad World a rating of 10 out of 10. It's a fantastic comedy movie, and I'm looking forward to checking out the extended version of it at some time as well. So yes, there we go. So that is my review of It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. So what do you guys think? Have you seen this film? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Would you like to see it? Please let me know down in the comment section below. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching as always, guys, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.